Recently, a guy said something interesting. Just an acquaintance, not a mentor, not a guru, an ordinary person roughly at the same level. He says, dude, forget everyone else. Only listen to yourself, your gut. It knows all the answers. And you know what? You hear this constantly, everywhere you turn, in every podcast, in every self-development video. Trust your intuition. Listen to your gut. All the answers are already inside you. But here is an honest question. What even is your gut? What kind of beast is that? Because if you don't understand what exactly you are listening to, you are not listening to yourself. You're listening to noise. Today on 4Men Mastery, we're breaking down why your intuition can actually mislead you and what needs to happen so it doesn't. First, go out into the world. This is where most people go wrong. They think, I need to shut everything out, cut off all the external noise, sit in silence, and finally listen to myself. Meditations, journals, retreats. But here is the problem. If you've never seen what actually exists in this world, what kinds of lifestyles are out there, what businesses, what approaches to work and relationships, then what are you even listening to? To emptiness? Gut feeling doesn't come from a vacuum. It forms through experience, through people, through exposure. You need to first go out and see. Here is someone who moved to another country, works remotely, lives minimally, and is satisfied every single day. Here is another guy building a company, working without days off, and burning with passion for it. Here is a third person who found a niche at the intersection of two professions and created something entirely their own. Here is a fourth who left corporate and opened a small business in their hometown. The more you've seen, the wider your range of choices. And only after that can you honestly come back to yourself and ask, okay, which of all this is actually mine? Gut feeling isn't mysticism, it's a state. No mysticism, no listen to the silence within. Gut feeling is the moment when you are operating at your peak, when you are doing something and don't notice time passing, when you go to sleep and think, today was genuinely good. When you wake up in the morning and don't need to force yourself, you are already drawn to the work. When your energy doesn't run out, but actually grows through the process. That's gut feeling in action, not a voice, not a feeling in your stomach, but a concrete state of flow, and it's measurable. You are either in it or you are not. If you are not, that's not a reason to panic, it's a signal to ask yourself an honest question. What's killing that fire? Which idea did you follow in the wrong direction? What kind of lifestyle did you start living that isn't yours? That's how life is worth building. If you feel like you are losing hunger, motivation, enjoyment of the process, you stop and look. What needs to change? Format of work? Circle of people? Environment? What exactly is pulling you down? That's what listening to your gut really means. Not once a year on a retreat, but every day through small, honest questions to yourself. But that doesn't mean ignore everyone. Here is where it gets interesting, because the advice, only listen to yourself and no one else, that's also a trap. Right. You don't need to blindly follow other people's templates. If someone tells you the only correct way to earn money is their specific model, their specific path, that's their path, not necessarily yours. But there are people who have already gone where you want to go, who already live in the format that resonates with you. And taking their experience isn't a betrayal of yourself, it's smart acceleration. The difference is this: you are not copying their life, you are using their knowledge as a tool. The direction is already known, what resonates is already clear, and now you find people who are already there and learn from them how to get there faster. That cuts the journey down dramatically, and it's completely honest with yourself. What this looks like in practice. Say T here is a job that doesn't inspire you. Stable, but not yours. Boring, pointless, average pay. One option. I am listening to my gut. I am quitting tomorrow. I'll live by the call of my heart. Romantic. Rarely works though. Another option. You keep working, and in parallel, you build what resonates. You learn something new. You try things. You find people who already live the way you want to. You study how they think, how they act. Yes, that day at a job you don't love is necessary. It covers the bills. It gives you the ability to keep moving. And when you go to sleep and realize, today I did both things, that's already a win. You are in motion. Even if the day was tough, that's what living in sync with your gut looks like. Not only in moments of inspiration, but every single day through actions that are building your future. Other people's experience isn't the enemy. The enemy is blindly copying someone else's path without understanding your own. First, you go out into the world and see what's out there. Then you come back to yourself and honestly ask, which of this is mine? What gives energy instead of taking it? What do you want to do even when it's hard? From that, you build your own direction. And then you find people who help you get there faster. Gut feeling isn't mysticism. It's a state you can track, protect, and develop every day. And that's probably the most important work you can do on yourself. If this video hit home, like it and subscribe to 4Men Mastery. And drop a comment. Are you in flow right now or still searching for your direction?